This is the plaintiff, Daniel Petriccioni. He says he loaned the defendant money to buy a car. And when he asked for it back, the guy tells him he thought it was a gift. Really funny considering he wrote personal loan for kids on the memo line when he gave the defendant the check. He can't believe the audacity some people have. He won't be taken for a fool and is suing here and now for the $3,500 he's owed. This is the defendant, Connor Lucas. He says the plaintiff was friends with his girlfriend's mother and he stepped in to help him get a car out of the kindness of his heart. He never said anything about this being a loan. There were no discussions about paying him back and he thought it was a gift. Now, all of a sudden, he's suing out of the blue for the gift he gave them? Come on. He's accused of a personal loan problem.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Daniel Petriccioni.
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you pronounce it? The way I did?
Yes, very good.
All right, you are suing Connor Lucas for $3,500 that you say you loaned to him and he has refused to repay. Now, my understanding is that you were dating Mr. Lucas's girlfriend's mom?
Not dating, Your Honor, no.
You were just friends?
Just a friend that she helped me out about 5 years ago.
Okay. How, financially or some
No,
other way?
I was very sick, and she helped take care of me sometimes.
Okay. Is that, who are you?
I'm his girlfriend, and my mom is.
This is
Yes.
your mom. I I wasn't sure. And how old are you?
21.
How old are you?
20.
Lord above. All right. So what happens?
The mother calls me and says to me, they tried to get some money to help get a second car for Connor's girlfriend, Mary. So I said, okay. They couldn't get the funds from somewhere else, so she asked if I could help. I says, all right, let me talk to your daughter. Let me feel her out a little bit, and let me see what's going on. So she called me. We talked on the phone. I says, how much do you need to get a second car and everything? And she says, probably about $4,000. And I went, ooh, okay. I didn't expect that, but I says, let me see what I can do.
See, the difference between you and I is if I had a 20-year-old telling me who I'd never met, right? Did you know her or you didn't know her?
I knew her just for a little bit, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Hey, can I have $4,000 for a car? I'd be like, no.
I've gotten beaten up by my family, friends, everything else. It's just the way I am.
But why did you do that?
I did it for the mother because she did help me, and I really thought that getting these young kids a second car would really help them out a lot. Seriously.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
The person it didn't help was you, because according to you, that was a loan. That's how you were helping them out, giving them a loan.
Absolutely.
And according to you, Mr. Lucas, what?
Well, our assumption was that it was a gift because, well, the reason we accepted was because we weren't in a position to pay anything because we are very paycheck to paycheck. We have a little girl, 3 years
You have
old.
a little girl who's how old?
She's
3.
3.
Oh, for the love of God.
So we aren't in a position
No, right.
to make
You are the kind of people we
payments.
call bus takers or public transportation takers.
Right.
Right? So you don't get to have the $4,000 car until you saved up for it.
Right.
Or you have to drop her off. That's the kind of thing it is.
Yeah.
And so when it's not, I'm not sure why you would think a virtual stranger was going to rain $4,000 on you.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you ever, let's just hypothetically, you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and their son or daughter says, could you loan me money? Would you ever do?
No,
Because?
you don't loan friends money.
Well, but you are in a relationship with that person's parent. Does that change it, or would you still never do it?
I think it depends on the people, if they're responsible, if they have jobs, if they've made their payments on
Oh my
credit cards.
God, you're nodding no.
Yeah, no, it's my money. You're never getting it back. Keep it in my pocket.
You know what? I'm going with him, going inside the courtroom.
Well, was there any discussion about when the payback would be?
Your Honor, I had to go to the bank Monday. They didn't know that I had to go borrow the money to cover the check if he wrote it out. I'm being honest. Because
So you didn't even have the money?
No.
You took it out of what?
My home equity. I put my house up as
You
collateral.
took a loan to give them a loan?
Yes. I have the paperwork, yes.
Okay, who are those folks?
This is my sister and her husband.
Oh,
were-
they must have been the ones who gave you the most grief.
Everybody's been-
Because they
yeah,
have a bobblehead going while I'm talking, the two of them. All right. So let me listen, there are worse things, right? So let me ask you a question. When you wrote the check, did you have them sign a promissory note or anything else like that?
We were at breakfast. I took them out for breakfast on a Sunday morning.
You paid?
Of course I did, Your Honor. I paid. They know what a nice
They're
person
kids. I know,
am.
I know.
Listen,
They're kids
he was
playing
sitting
house.
right next to me. Mary was across with her daughter. We were having breakfast. I took the check out of my pocket and I handed it to him and I says, listen, you better make sure you look at the check before you fill it out and cash it. And that was the last of the conversation.
Was the and on that check in the memo line you had written,
Personal loan for kids.
okay, and you had left the payee blank because you
Yes.
didn't know if he was going to make it to himself or herself or a auto agency. Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. That's
Right.
exactly right.
And as it turns out, you wrote it to yourself, right? Like you filled your name in, and then you got the money out. What'd you do with the money?
Well, the money, it was deposited into my bank account, and then once we found a vehicle.
You did buy a car.
We did buy a car.
Yeah. How's that working out for you?
It's very well.
Good. Yeah, of course. So did you not read the memo line?
No, Your Honor, I filled the check out
Okay,
in the
because
car.
where you fill out your name with your hand is a half an inch from the memo line. What'd the memo line say?
I do not remember the
Okay,
the
you're
check itself.
21. You're not blind. What'd the memo line say? You know the memo line said
Well, no.
personal loan.
What
What would make you think it was ever going to be a gift? Did you ever say it was going to be a gift?
No, Your Honor.
Did the word loan or payment plan or anything like that come up at breakfast?
No.
Okay.
Months later.
Months later, you say,
yeah.
hey, you ever going to pay me back for that?
Yes,
And
yes,
what
Your Honor.
happens?
They thought it was a gift. And I says, what? I didn't turn into St. Nick. I'm sorry. I really don't know you. You're not family. I lent you the
I mean,
money.
my family wouldn't write a $4,000 check for me. I mean,
I even tried
look,
to
I
help
have a
him
copy
out.
of the check that came directly from the bank, from Bank of America, which proves that when you deposited the check, it already had it on the memo line. It's not like you filled that out later.
Right.
And did you see the memo line?
No, I didn't.
Come on, guys.
I didn't look
then
at the
you
check.
don't. You guys shouldn't be raising a child. Come on. I mean, you got to be able to handle affairs like grown-ups. All right. You see a check, and the check says really big. It's the only thing written on it: the amount, his signature, and 3 words: personal. 4 words: personal loan to kids. I'm having a really hard time thinking you didn't know darn well that that meant you had to pay back. Now, did they pay any amount or nothing?
They haven't paid me a dime, Your
So the
Honor.
entire amount was the $3,500,
Yes. Plus now it's other expenses also,
such as?
such as I had to go for the small claims court.
Yeah,
was-
filing fee. But anything else?
I charged 8 months interest at 3.74% is what I was paying for my home equity because I called the bank and I had to borrow the money.
Okay. I'm not going to award you interest. I'm going to tell you why. Because when you loaned them the money, you said 0 at the meeting about when the payback would be. So there's no anticipation on their part that if they didn't pay by a certain day, they would all of a sudden have to pay interest. I will, however, order the $3,500 plus, of course, your court costs returned to you. So there's a judgment against you, Mr. Lucas, for the $3,500 plus the court costs. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff is indeed going to get his money back. Mr. Lucas, I think everybody watching this must have the same thought in mind, and that is, why do you think an almost stranger would give you $4,000?
Well,
And you think it's a gift?
He likes my mom.
Why? Huh?
Well,
He likes my mom a lot.
yeah, and we know he's a nice guy. We really did. But we also, we did feel uncomfortable accepting the money because we don't want to take, somebody's money as a gift because it was a lot of money, and we really did feel bad about it. But again, we are in no position to
He
do
knew
anything
that.
else.
That's the other thing. He knew that we weren't in any position to pay back the money anytime
And you didn't
soon.
think you had to pay it back at all, ever?
It's not that.
And
We
it-
owned the fact that it could have been a misunderstanding that, we miscommunicated, and we're fine paying it back, but we're not on our feet right now.
Yeah,
So.
and the thing is, again, I don't like accepting charity, and I do have.
But you did.
I know.
You did.
I know,
You did.
and that's it
People
really.
are blown away watching and say, what's the matter with them? But you don't seem at all sad. That's the amazing thing.
Well, We just
You're
try.
smiling your way through the court
we
case?
we have to get by, you know.
Wherever life takes us.
Absolutely.
It's going to take you out of the courtroom right now,
Yes,
okay?
sir.
That way you must sign a few documents.
Thank
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
Thank you.
Wow. Mr. Petriccioni, I bet you've learned something from all of this, haven't you?
Yes,
Even at
I
your,
have.
your right young age, you know?
Just doing them a favor, that's all it was, sir, okay?
I mean, what a good guy you are.
Well, they're not the only ones I've helped out, okay? I mean, I'm sorry that we wound up going down this route, but,
Was
you
it
know,
tough to decide to sue them?
yes, it
I'm
was.
sure it was.
It was, but I know that they're struggling, they're young kids, but
Okay.
you learn from this, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens.
Everybody learned,
Right.
hopefully.
Thank
Hopefully
you
they
very-
learned too. Thank you
Yeah,
very
all
much.
right, you're welcome.
Good guy.
Okay, Doug, it is absurd that this plaintiff took out a home equity loan. I mean, when you think about it, it's just breathtaking. Now, the plaintiff got the money back, but this is like going to Vegas with your dough. That'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case inside the courtroom right now.